Good day, fellow explorers of the Untamed. Get ready for an adrenaline-fueled experience on Wild Battle, where we showcase the relentless struggles and primal instincts of wildlife. Another Lion King and its royal entourage wanted to savor the tender meat of a hedgehog. However, they too had to first deal with the spiky shield of the mammal. So the mission turned out to be impossible. The agile snake quickly snatched a tasty morsel, a frog from the water. Before satisfying its own hunger, it decided to give the frog a kind of aquatic amusement ride. The lioness spotted another prey and was preparing for the attack. However, it was slightly taken aback when it realized that the wildebeest was not an easy target. Swiftly seizing the initiative, the horned creature initiated a chase after its assailant, and even some friends joined in the pursuit. An enraged elephant decides to attack two hippos who came to drink water. The mother defends the attack for both of them, since its calf is not yet capable of defending itself, and it takes the brunt of it, so much so that it has to flee from the swift adversary. An epic battle unfolded between a dog and a snake that had crawled into its territory. The pet dog tried to approach the dangerous intruder for a long time, but when the reptile leaped into the attack, attempting to sink its teeth into the barking opponent, it actually initiated a deadly duel, and it didn't end well for the snake. Apparently, one of the buffaloes turned out to be a fierce champion of justice. It bravely rushed to help its relative and repeatedly gored the lioness, tossing it into the air. The predator did not expect such a strong resistance and was forced to retreat in disgrace. The dog has seen a lot in its life, but being attacked by deranged psycho cats and threatened with violence was a first for the poor canine. It had to literally break free from the clutches of inevitable dismemberment. And here's another dog that made a huge mistake. It approached a small kitten. Its mother, of course, instantly rushed to demonstrate its fighting skills. It turns out it's a true professional in that department. In an attempt to protect its young and punish the audacious cat, a small wild pig displayed all its heroism and gave the predator a good thrashing. However, unfortunately, it didn't help the offspring in the end. Snake versus snake. This is a rather unusual fight, where two almost identical in size snakes came together. I do not know what the black snake is called, but the second is clearly a viper and was very unlucky. The black predator just ate the whole viper and crawled away. I can't even imagine how the viper fit inside this rabid predator. But these are the laws of nature, and even a dangerous and poisonous predator can become someone's lunch. If you know what the black snake is called, please note it in the comments. I'm truly curious. The leopard seized the moment when it could firmly grasp the opponent by the throat. After that, it pulled the crocodile out of the water and headed towards the thickets of bushes. In this case, the strength of the spotted cat prevailed, and the reptile was caught by the predator right in its own territory. The sharp horn and confident pressure of the opponent frightened the family of elephants a little. At first, they even wanted to leave as soon as possible, but after a moment changed their minds and decided to a little more piss in the eyes of the reckless opponent. Two lions engaged in a fierce battle. The males were ready to fight to the last drop of blood, until one of them suddenly decided to retreat and flee. Perhaps it didn't want to lose face in front of the fair lady. What do you think? In one of the zoos, visitors can witness the fierce battle between the two largest and strongest primates. The intensity of emotions escalated so rapidly that the audience sometimes couldn't tell which primate would ultimately prevail over the opponent. However, the dominant male put an end to this fierce confrontation. In a battle between buffaloes and lions, one regularly feels inclined to bet on the lions. After all, they are part of the royal family. But no, buffaloes sometimes resist becoming someone's meal so fiercely that they're ready to engage in a deadly fight and toss the persistent predator on their horns. Two young bisons engaged in a confrontation, seeking to determine who was stronger and more dominant. Their sparring could have gone on for eternity, but suddenly, one of the giants unexpectedly backed off, deciding to retreat. It seemed that it had no chance of claiming a dominant role in the herd with such an approach. The tigers were engaged in an important task, trying to catch a duck. However, the duck was only teasing the predators, diving underwater right in front of their noses. Perplexed by the trio, they couldn't manage to deal with a small bird, so admitting defeat, they left in disgrace. The mongoose versus the cobra. Because of its uncommonness in the form of hunting poisonous snakes, mongooses are very much loved in India and are very frequently kept as pets. For the local population, the value of the mongoose is not so much in value as a kind of guardian of the human dwelling from various kinds of snakes. As you can see, the cobra immediately rose to the attack stance, all the time keeping the enemy in front, because if it even for a second turns away, it will immediately grab for the head of the nimble mongoose. There is a myth that the mongoose is not afraid of cobra venom, but it has virtually no immunity. If the snake bites it, it can die. In our case, the cobra was more nimble and managed to bite it right on the nose, and that was the end of their fight. The fate of this brave mongoose is unknown. It's hard to imagine how bored the rabbit must have been to seek such a deadly adventure for itself. However, looking at how the events unfolded, it's worth asking, who got the better of whom? Between wolves and bears, serious clashes regularly occur. Usually, these are battles not for dominance, but for survival. However, there are also isolated cases when these animals find a common language and get along well with each other. The beginning of the scene didn't seem to foreshadow any trouble until two bears decided to test their strength. The larger bear attempted to deliver crushing blows, like Tyson. The smaller one, on the other hand, managed to withstand the fierce onslaught of its opponent. The result? A draw. The lion, being the true king of the jungle, decided to find out why an audacious intruder had ventured into its territory. The initial glance and intimidating roar were meant as warnings, but soon it escalated into a fierce battle, in which the bear realized that it was not welcome there. It quickly retreated from the battlefield. This elephant is not going to share its territory with anyone. The heavyweight is showing the annoying lion couple that they have no place here. Careful, crocodile. You have danger behind your back. And literally, the hippopotamus began to pursue the predator while still in the water. But when they moved to land, the intrusive invitation to battle began to gain intense momentum. An elephant and a rhinoceros argued about who had more strength and power. For this purpose, they thought of nothing better than to push each other. The method, of course, is so bad, but still helped to determine the winner. And that's the main thing. Anyway, I was just shocked when a big green snake's head emerged from the hollow of a tree. The snake, too, was probably shocked by the insolence and stubbornness of the woodpecker, which just got to him. But what could he do? For it must be his hollow, and the snake crawled there to eat his eggs or chicks. I began to wonder what exactly this brave bird is called, and as it turned out, it's the white-billed royal woodpecker, one of the largest woodpeckers in the world fauna, belongs to the rarest birds in the world. Its existence is possible only in the most remote and desolate forests, the massives of which are rapidly diminishing. Clearly, in a fight against such a fat and brazen snake, the woodpecker has little chance, and it is strange that he himself did not become a breakfast after several precise bites. In the end, the woodpecker gave up, probably under the influence of poison, and the snake continued its meal. Friends, who knows what kind of snake this is? Please note it in the comments. As we conclude this awe-inspiring journey, we invite you to subscribe to Wild Battle and stay engaged with our passionate community. Your comments about the animal rivalries, battles, and hunts are invaluable to us.